Hey guys, what's going on? This is Pants or Dragon, and today we'll be doing a little video on why Hunter's Talisman is so much better than the Machete. So if you don't know already, a lot of people are actually taking the Talisman instead of the Machete on their first clear. And if you guys don't know what this item does already, well basically whenever you attack a monster, it'll start stealing 5 life per second for about 5 seconds. And what I did was test single target clears versus AoE clears with both items on interesting champions to see which items gave me the better results, and basically I've come down with a lot of conclusions. And this video will also be doing side-by-side clear comparison videos so you guys can see the results yourselves. Anyways, with all that being said, let's get started. Okay, so basically one of the concluding points I made while doing these runs is that it's only better if you have AoE, because any sort of damage on the monster will proc the damage over time effect. So say you do Wraith Camp, each second you're going to be gaining 20 health per second, and by the time 5 seconds has passed, you have gained 100 hit point. And even though resourceless junglers don't benefit from mana regeneration, it's actually significantly better than the Hunter's Machete on any champion. So don't worry about the mana regen stat, but for champions who do use mana, it's actually, a pretty good benefit, so it does give them more incentive to buy this item. And so basically, if you do have any type of AoE damage, buy this item. Now, you might be thinking, why don't I just go smite Gromp and get that poison buff? Well, unfortunately, it's kinda bugged right now and doesn't actually proc the Talisman. So it kinda sucks, but maybe they'll fix it. But yeah, Talisman, it's also good on resources junglers. Yes, I know you might have OCD like me and say, holy shit, I'm wasting this mana regen stat. But trust me, fuck you OCD, fuck my OCD, we have to buy this item. Surprisingly, it's actually better on Graves, even though he can lifesteal and hit all 3 minions at once with his shotgun. From what I've seen, the Hunter's Talisman still comes out on top. The only time you would get Machete is if you are a single target champion and you don't really have AoE or like consistent AoE. AoE that can proc like every 5 seconds. Someone also like Tryndamere has AoE, but he also wants a lifesteal from Machete because he can crit, so he'll lifesteal more than the average champion. And also, unlike Machete, it does give you mana regen, so in comparison with clears, even if you start Talisman and you're a little bit behind more than a Machete, you'll have more mana at the end of your clear, unless of course you're starting blue, then it doesn't really matter. So yeah, Talisman right now is pretty OP. And my conclusion of these two items is that you either have to buff the Machete or nerf the Talisman by obviously turning down the life leech, or if you're going down the Machete route, then you want to buff the on hit damage. And also for these clears, I tried using a single target champion with the Talisman and tried proccing the DOT on the enemies, but it wasn't actually too successful, and Hunter's Machete came out on top still. Now, here are going to be some champions you have OCD with, but are better with Talisman. These champions include Garen, Gnar, Shyvana, Zed, Renekton, and Mordekaiser. As you can see, you're going to get massive OCD because, you have mana regen but you can't use it, but it's actually better to get it on these champions instead of Machete. Now, Rek'Sai is a bug champion because his Q doesn't proc it for some reason, her. So I'd actually get it on her if she actually procced it with her Q. Her W does proc it too, but sadly it doesn't, and her W is up every 8 seconds. There's probably many other champions who don't proc it as well with, other abilities, but that's just one example. So yeah, that is the end of this video. Hopefully this video was very informational and basically kind of tells you how strong the Talisman is. And make sure to leave a like if you did like this video. If you didn't, make sure to leave a dislike. Comment below if you think this item is OP or if you don't think it's OP and why. And in my last video, I asked you guys what you think about soloing the Rift Herald as a lease. And some people actually pointed out some interesting stuff, like others who could solo the Rift Herald. So comment below if you want a chance to get featured in a, future video. And consider subscribing if you want future videos like this. Anyways, I am Pants or Dragon, and I'll see you guys next time.